Yeah, we're going live. Gravel Roads Radio Outdoors.
It's on.
Episode number 2. Yeah, it's officially on.
Is this that song you wrote?
It's a song I wrote, by myself.
You sing it too?
Yeah, and I played the drums and the guitar.
Along about 5 or 6, my old man taught me to shoot a gun. Granddaddy showed me how to cast one. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. A country boy, it ain't gonna change. I love the great outdoors. I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here.
What do you think?
Pretty cool.
Not bad for AI, huh?
Yeah. Is that what it was?
Yeah, AI, 100%.
AI has talent.
More talent than I do. I know that much. Well, we figured our first episode last week was so mildly successful that we do another one.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
Give the people what they don't want, right?
That's right.
Yeah. But we got a real live guest in here today. We got Mike Halonen with us. We're going to talk about trapping and stuff. I don't know. Lars Anderson, Dave Halonen there. I don't know if we got anybody watching or not, but let's start with some trivia, okay?
One step at a time.
If anybody's watching, they can comment too and play some trivia here. So we just finished up the deer season, the 9-day deer season down here, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the harvest, based on what you saw, do you think the harvest is up overall compared to last year or down?
I'd say significantly down from the lack of hunters I saw out.
Okay.
Well, I'd say my thought would be down, but I've seen numbers over the years, and what I think doesn't always go with what that they seem to average out pretty good.
Yeah. It's up slightly.
It is
about 7%.
Now, what statistics are you?
Well,
basing that off of?
Just whatever's on the DNR site.
But is that for both weeks now, or just the first one?
No, through the 9 days, through Sunday.
Okay.
Statewide, yep. So how many deer were registered after the first 9 days? Now, this might include, archery deer that were shot before and stuff in the youth season, but how many deer have been registered so far through Sunday?
Well, if you said it's up, then I'm trying to think because I've had these numbers in my head, but I don't know, 150,000 or
okay.
I'm out of my element of that one. I don't know.
122,276.
Because wasn't last week you were saying
it was like
60?
It was at like 46 or 48.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was just through the first 2 days,
Right.
Of those 122,000 and change, how many were adult bucks? What percentage?
Adult? How do they consider adult?
I don't know. I mean,
I think that's anything besides a button buck, right?
Well, I mean, probably anything that has legal, spikes, right? Like if you shoot a spike buck that's got 2-inch antler, that doesn't count.
I think any kind of buck is an adult buck. If it happened to be a buck with no horns.
Right. But somebody could, shoot a small spike, not realize it's technically not an adult, but they could accidentally register it as an adult.
I'm going to say a little over half.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say 70%.
64%.
Okay.
Of those
were.
Yeah.
Those young bucks are the dumbest deer out there.
How many does can a person shoot these days?
Well, it depends on the zone.
Right. How about around here?
Well, 219 is 3, and I think it's 277. I think that's 2, and then the one south of Highway 12 is at 285. I think that one's only 1.
I only pay attention to 219 and 277.
Yeah.
But well, there you go. Nobody played trivia with us, but now you know.
Well, yeah.
Why aren't we munching on fresh venison sticks right now?
Well, I was kind of laughing because this year's deer season, slug season.
Yeah.
I didn't see a deer the entire time.
Really?
Not one.
What?
That hasn't happened since I was like 14 or
Wow.
what.
Were you hunting only public or what?
Pretty much.
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
I think I did one hunt on private, but that was worthless.
You didn't see a deer though.
Not one deer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a great season.
Well, it's kind of impressive.
Sounds
Honestly,
like
it
my
is. I
season
mean,
back when I was 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It. You know.
do you deer hunt?
Well, I
No,
I did see the one with a flashlight on after.
Sure.
You know, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But actually, in daylight, not one deer.
Not one
Saw some
deer.
on the way home from
Of
hunting.
course.
You know, whatever. But
Of course. Yeah.
I shot one little doe in my whole life.
Okay.
And last time I hunted was the year Tommy was born. That was 30 years ago.
You just lose interest, or you were never that into it to begin with, or what?
I had to work in the morning.
Had
or
to work,
something.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I still have interest actually, but
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten around to it for 30 years.
Yeah. Well, now's the time.
Yeah, it would be.
Get the bow out. I mean, you got till the end of the year.
I have a bow and everything.
Start flinging arrows around.
that's
Yep.
just the way everything goes.
It is.
Yeah.
It just goes by so fast. And
Yeah.
Well, like at work, old Lukey, he was talking about bow hunting. I'm like, well, how are you going to bow hunt? Aren't you big into duck hunting? Well, yeah, I'm going to do both. Like, well, okay, have fun with that.
Where's it, yeah,
I
where's
don't
it
know where
finding
you're
all the
gonna
time?
I don't know where you're going to get the time because
Yeah.
you're pretty, you know.
right.
Yeah. Huh.
But now I think he is. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I found out that I'm pretty good at seeing deer that are too far away to shoot with a bow or on the neighbor's property
Yeah.
or after dark, when I'm walking back to the car.
Yeah.
Pretty good at all three of those things.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot.
Yeah. And it's not going to get any easier now that people have been in the woods for weeks.
I know. I always
weeks,
kind of
but-
wonder, like, hunting pressure, you can definitely tell, but I don't think it's all hunting pressure either. Like, so our deer season, the last couple of years it's been, or for the slug season has been like from the 8th.
Yeah.
And on, instead of like before that, it was like the 1st or 2nd and on or something.
Yep.
And I think there's a huge difference in deer movement from like the end of pre-rut to the actual rut. I think they all slow what you see. I mean, you can still see deer, or you can still see bucks moving, but I think the lockdown thing's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just going with what I see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you hunt too, but like at Adams, where I was, I've got a couple cameras out there. Tacticam, our sponsor, Tacticam.
Yeah, what did you see on those?
Well, I saw all kinds of movement and stuff up until the first day of gun season, and then didn't have a daylight picture for like 3 days straight
And that was
after that first weekend.
on that first, after that first day.
Yeah, that first weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
They figured it out real quick. I mean, there's a lot of pressure around Adams' property too. Though
Yeah.
everybody, I think, on all four sides, people hunt, quite a bit. So
Yeah. I think most public land or public versus private, I think that people tend to think the pressure's less on private.
yeah,
But
and it can be, but it's not a guarantee.
It can be, but most of the time I don't think that's the situation
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I think most private land is just as pressured.
Being hunted,
you know.
Yeah. So Spike, we were talking about this a little bit last time, just kind of how we got into hunting and stuff, because we didn't really grow up in hunting households, right? I mean,
Yep.
not majorly anyway. So how did you get into trapping?
Well, I got into trapping. Dad trapped, but I never set a single trap with my dad.
I did not know that your dad
most of
trapped.
Dad's stuff was kind of old tales.
Yeah, I mean, it was before we were born, I'm sure.
I don't ever remember there being anything beside
Nope.
a couple of old rusty traps laying around.
A
the
number
house
one
or-
long spring laying
Yeah.
around in the basement.
Yeah.
Yep. So the year I built my house, JR wanted to come over and trap raccoons. So he came over with
Your current house,
my current
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
on the river there.
Crow, yeah.
And he came over with some coon boxes, which is a plywood box with a 220 conibear in it with bait in the back.
Awesome.
And he brought 8 of them over because I had this great spot to trap.
Sure.
And he trapped there for 2 weeks and he didn't catch a single coon. But
Oh, is he a bad trapper or what was the deal?
I don't know what it was. I don't know what he used for bait at the time or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it just didn't work. I mean, he caught plenty of coon other places, but not at our house.
Not at your house.
But somehow that sparked my interest.
Yeah. So then you figured you had to show him how it's done and started catching all your coons or what?
Well, then I think I bought 12 traps toward the end of that fall, and then I had an old ratty snowmobile and the river froze.
Oh, sure.
And I went out on the river and I started running those. And
Were you kicking ass on the river the first year?
yeah, I started
Like right out of the gate? Because I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it was your first year, but
Yeah,
a lot of coon.
I had 12 traps and I started catching, and I think the timing just happened to be right. And I couldn't afford more traps, but I bought some anyway.
Yeah.
And I pretty much every week I'd increase my traps by like 12, and then I think we got laid off sometime in that,
That was when, time
end of
for it.
February time, and coon were paying like $35 or something, and I was making a living.
So you can actually make, if you know what you're doing, you can actually make some money.
Well, you could then, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, it was really good, and I just kind of stumbled into the timing of it. And I don't know, it worked out.
Yeah.
So that was how I got into it.
So how does that work? You say you're running the river. Can you just cruise up and down and set a trap? I mean, what about private land and all that?
Minnesota's all the water's public.
Yep.
So if you have a legal access point to any of the water,
Which you do.
which I do, the surface of that ice is public land.
But where do you have to set your trap on the ice then, or what do you?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
just right on the ice and.
Yep. And then with those 220 boxes like I was running, I would try to stay away from anybody's house, well away.
Yep.
Try to keep an eye on it if they had a dog or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to
stay
catch a
away.
dog.
I don't want to, yep.
Yeah.
And keep away from that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just look for big cottonwood trees and that kind of stuff, and set your box with some bait in it in the vicinity of that. And that raccoon.
Did you notice a big difference area to area?
No, I kind of
Like
caught.
you caught way more in a certain spot, or was it just kind of pretty averaged out?
Yeah, I caught. I mean, there's a couple spots that were really good, but I kind of caught everywhere all along.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less. Like, it's weird how it is, but apparently there was raccoons
They're everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no shortage of them. Do you still trap around your place?
I do a little. Yeah, I'm trapping a couple down there right now.
Okay. Where else do you go?
Well, I've been from the Iowa border to the Canadian border.
So just that area in between
Just,
there.
yeah, the area in between those two. Yep. And yeah, I mean, depends on the species and what I'm trying to accomplish. But
Well, that was one of my next questions. What kind of things are you trying to trap mostly, or?
well, this year almost all the markets are down except for skunk. They want skunk.
What? Really?
Yep.
What do they do with it?
So the long white hair skunk has in their tail they have a long white hair. It can be 4 inches long,
Okay.
and the more white hair in the tail, the better. And they're making some Jewish religious hats out of them,
Really?
and like saltwater fishing lures
Really?
are taking those tails.
Huh.
So last year at Fur Harvesters Auction in March, there was like 2,040 skunks up there, which is none basically in the fur market.
Yeah.
But they averaged like $86.
Per skunk.
Yeah, and nobody had a clue it was coming. That's something that was selling for $10 or $15 forever.
The year before. So nobody trapped them and brought them because
Nope,
it
was just
wasn't
that.
worth it. Or
Yep.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably just residual catches for
Sure.
other trappers trapping other stuff.
Yeah.
And
So everybody at the fur auction sees these few people that have skunks getting
Yep,
$80 a pelt or whatever.
yep, yep.
I'm gonna go trap skunks.
Yep. So
Really?
then it turns out there's a couple of fur buyers that were chasing it, and there is some market for it, and there's some demand, and there's some style and some religious hat
Huh.
that's taking those hairs, and
Really?
that's what's driving it.
Huh.
So I got 53 skunks hanging in my garage right now as we speak,
No kidding.
flushed and dried and ready to sell.
Well, skunks aren't the hardest thing to catch.
No, they're hard to find in numbers, but they're easy to catch when you find one.
Yeah.
They're dumb or what?
They're fairly dumb, yeah.
Yeah.
I have I'm running newspaper tubes, like the plastic mailboxes.
Okay.
Cut a couple slots in the side,
Yeah.
and I stick a 4.5 by 4.5 inch body grip trap in there
Okay.
that closes down on the skunk when they go through it.
Yeah.
Then I'm putting some ground up beaver fleshings in the back of that, and I'm sticking them in dry culverts
Really?
and like the field approaches and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what
That's
it
where you're
takes.
getting them.
Yep.
So does that trap kill them when they
It kills them, yep.
It squishes them and they're dead.
Yep, it usually catches them right behind the ears and right underneath the chin.
Yeah.
And then shuts the lights right off.
Yeah. So you don't got to worry about getting sprayed or anything
No,
when you.
I haven't had a live one yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
So.
That's fascinating. Who knew? Trapping,
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit last time too. We'd run around with the 1 or 2 traps we had and just set it wherever looked like a spot an animal might go. We never knew what it was or nothing. So trapping is completely foreign to me.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if you're more experienced, Dave, but
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
We all started that way.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
yeah,
Like every single trapper did.
yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Except maybe Oscar. He got to see real
Well,
trapping
he got right into
away.
the
But
big show.
yep.
yeah, you got invited to the big leagues right away. I feel like I've seen some pictures that either you or Christy put on Facebook going up north and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you're up there? You going for beaver or what do you?
Yeah, so I've been up there for beaver basically 100%. Yep.
Okay, and is that all public land up there too that you trap on, or do you
Yep.
have any
All
connections?
public, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you go all the way up to like the Superior National Forest, or
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been in there. When I've been in the Superior National Forest, it's lakes. They got a ton of lakes up in there, like north of Grand Rapids, that area. It's basically all lakes. So then we're putting the boat in or on snowmobile on the ice a little bit too.
Sure. Are beavers, have they kind of made a comeback in recent years? I feel like when we were kids, I never heard of or saw a beaver anywhere.
I don't think there was very many.
And now
They're
it's
everywhere.
not uncommon to run into a beaver dam when you're on a body of water now.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I have the same experience, and I don't know for sure that there was none, but I didn't see them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now they are seemingly everywhere.
Yeah, you can find them, you usually think of them like up north, right? Like in the Superior National Forest, but they're around here too. And
Right.
we'll go out bow fishing on the lake and all of a sudden there's a beaver swimming branches across the middle of Cokato Lake.
Yep.
No idea what it's
Well, same
doing
with
there,
like turkey. Those-
yeah, wild turkeys
but that's
too.
a big I don't know, the DNR thing. But like coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no coyotes, no turkeys
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I didn't see any of either.
I remember working for Leonard Wozniak out on the farm. We were out there, it was in the fall.
Yeah.
A flock of geese were flying over. He goes, when I was a kid, he said, you may see 1 or 2 a year. Not
Geese?
Yeah, not flocks.
Just Canadian geese.
1 or 2.
Really?
1 or 2 geese, yep.
And, that would have been in the 60s or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't
No, you can't even play around a golf without chasing them around.
I know.
I remember Grandpa Gus telling me that the trumpeter swans were down to 26 in existence at one time.
Yeah.
26 total.
Yep, and now you see them fairly
Yeah,
regularly.
and I was watching a thing on TV about those. They used to all migrate,
Yep.
and they're almost extinct.
Yeah.
And then they got them back, but now they don't migrate anymore. They lost that habit or that
That instinct to migrate.
instinct.
Really?
Yeah.
They just stick here
So
all
all
over there.
all the swans that live here now don't migrate, and they stay here all winter.
Really?
Yeah.
Moved to Excelsior for the winter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excelsior. I know there's a stretch of water by I think it's by the Monticello power
Yeah,
plant.
'cause
That
it
stays
always
open year
yeah.
round.
Yep.
And that always fills up with them too.
Yeah.
But
Because I think they have to have open water.
You would
But
think they would.
Yeah.
yeah. So when you trap something, let's say it's a beaver, walk me through that process, start to finish. What do you do with it from when it's in your hands till it leaves?
Well, I think you have to walk them through your original way to the streamlined way.
Sure. Let's go there. Let's do that.
How much time you have?
We got all night.
Yeah, so I guess, well, I've become fairly adept at trapping beaver now, but I remember when we started, once again, John was riding along with me and John Russell,
Sure.
and we decided to go beaver trapping and think we had about 7 traps, and we set them up here and there on the river, and I remember we caught 1 the first day, and we were pretty excited. Then we caught 3 the next time we checked traps, and we were super excited.
Yeah.
We pretty much had it by the tail at that point. And I think we ended up with 7 or something.
Sure.
And I didn't even know I didn't know how to skin them or anything at the time. I was bringing them to Jason Smith in Howard Lake, and he was processing them for me. And then I kind of hung around at his place, and he showed me how to skin stuff a little bit, and
Got you started.
he got me started. Yeah, I had zero clue how to do any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think would have been the next year. I wonder. I think Christy and I tried pretty hard on the river. We turned into full-blown beaver trappers, and I think we caught 69 that spring.
Okay.
And there again, we thought we had the world absolutely.
Oh,
back.
yeah.
We were like
You're
best
in it
ever.
now. Well, hold on one sec. How long is the trapping season? You said that was in the spring.
Yeah, so the trapping season for beaver goes until May 15th.
When does it start?
It starts November 1st, right around there.
Okay, so we're like in the early part of the trapping season.
The closest Saturday to November 2nd is when it starts.
Okay.
Yep.
And all the way through May something.
And all the way through May 15th.
Yeah, okay.
But the winter time, you're kind of iced out on a lot of it. So the
Sure.
time you can really catch beavers in the springtime, that's their dispersal season when they move,
Okay.
and you have way more opportunity to catch them then.
And it doesn't, are they, I'm kind of sidetracking you here, but are they a critter that kind of fattens up and has a nicer pelt in the fall, and then they get kind of skinny over the winter?
Nope.
No.
No, they have right away in the spring, April, the very beginning of April, like the very first time the river would open up,
Yeah.
their pelts will be really, really nice.
Oh,
They're
okay.
going to have a winter pelt on them at that time, better than they would have at this time of the year.
Oh, so that's when you want to catch them.
That's
the
when you
ideal
want to
time.
catch them.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you and Christy caught 69 beavers and had the world by the tail.
Yep. Had
Yeah.
the world by the tail. And I started learning how to skin them. No, let's see. I think that year, actually, a buddy of mine, I think I had him at Jason's. I remember, I'm thinking back now. It all runs together in my brain
Sure.
what happened when. But
Yeah, because Jason did all the skinning.
He
for
did
a
then,
while.
yep.
Yeah.
But then that spring, I think he was busy, and my buddy, that was the first year my buddy Mike Kelly bought him, and he drove down here, and I had them all frozen in Jason's walk-in freezer. And he picked up the 69 frozen beaver and hauled them back to Park
The
Rapids.
whole carcass,
whole
everything.
thing.
Okay.
So you
just caught them.
I just caught them.
Okay.
So the reason we did that, and the reason he wanted them that way, is he has a market for the meat.
Oh,
That
sure.
was his whole gig.
I was going to ask you that, yeah.
And that meat goes for dog food, and that's what that's what his whole business was based on, was selling that meat.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay.
So that was what we did that year.
Yep.
And then the next year, what was the deal? I was working in Duluth, I think. And I think I was going to be done with the job about the time the spring season would start.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it a lot. It was like a 2.5, 3 month job or whatever. And I called Mike one day and I said, what would happen if I ran a line from my house to your house and then just dropped him off at your door every time? And he'd be like, sold.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Deal.
Yep. So we did exactly that. I ran a line from Cokato to Park Rapids that year.
Oh, jeez.
And not the whole way.
No, but
just a little piece of it.
I mean, how many traps?
Oh, well. Well, now it's, I think 128 is the most I've had out at once.
How do you remember where they all are?
Oh, you take notes.
Huh.
Kind of what we're doing is we're getting on river systems and we're hopscotching bridges.
Yep.
So it's not that hard to remember. You don't have to remember all the traps. You just have to remember where the next bridge is.
Sure.
And then Christy takes notes.
Wow.
And we give each bridge a nickname. So that helps a lot for remembering spots.
Yeah.
And then we generally just set 2 traps. When you get to a bridge and you've set 2 traps, you remember where you set them.
Sure.
So.
Okay. All right. So you got the trap line from Cokato to Park Rapids.
And then that went really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we're up to like 264 beaver that year.
Okay.
And then it went to like 460 and 638. And that's
there
the best year.
Is there a limit?
No limit.
Really?
Yep.
You can catch as many as you want?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's a little surprising to me.
Yep.
Maybe
No.
it's because I still think in my head that there's not that many beavers around, but
Yeah, there were limits back in the day, I guess. But
right now it's,
yeah, old guys talk about only being able to catch 5 and having tags for them.
oh, geez.
Yep.
Really?
Kind of like what we have for
You
otter
had to
right now.
register them all and
You had to
everything?
register them
Really?
all. Yep. So it must have really expanded the population,
Yeah,
thinking about it that way.
for sure.
But I don't know any of the dates exactly.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was the 60s or the 50s or
Sure.
when it was when that
Through
happened.
the years.
Yeah,
Through
over the years.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, they're rodents and they can really breed.
Yeah. And they do, well, to my knowledge, which is very limited, but they can be pretty destructive too.
Oh, they can be quite destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one lady said, I was always a big fan of beaver until the willow tree that my daughter was going to get married under was laying down in the yard when I woke up in the morning.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so you go to Bridge 25 on the way to Park Rapids, and there's a beaver there.
Yep.
What do you do with it? I mean, nowadays, before you just sell the whole thing to that guy.
Yep. So
what do you do now?
Then a couple of years ago, he started having kids and got a different job and decided not to do it anymore. So I started processing them myself, and then I sold the meat to another friend of mine who kind of got into it right around that time. So now I'm taking them home, skinning them, gutting them, feet off, tail off, head off, and the intestines out.
Yep.
And I put them in a box.
Okay.
I have the right size boxes that fit in a freezer. I could fit 50 pounds of meat in each box. I box them up that way and freeze them and save them.
So you're
that's
not.
That's a whole lot more work, though.
Yeah.
But I do get a little more money for it that way.
But are you cutting the meat off the beaver or just the tail, head, feet, whatever?
Nope, so all the bones are still in it.
Okay.
And then for dog food, they grind the entire carcass. That
they do.
Bones and all.
Oh.
Yep.
So you just gut it.
I just
Skin
gut it. Head off, tail off, feet off, and then the intestines out.
Yep.
I leave all the organs and the lungs and everything in it still.
Oh, so just the intestines come out.
Just the intestines.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I split the pelvis, pop it open, and pull the intestines all the way out.
Yeah.
So when they're grinding the thing, they're grinding the heart and lungs
Everything
and whatever
left,
right in
everything
there.
left is great for a dog.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, because skinning beaver is a lot more labor intensive than there's a lot of work to
That
it.
seems like it would be
Yes.
pretty labor intensive. I mean, how long does it take you to skin a beaver, an average size beaver?
And get it put up.
Oh, well, like my record skinning time is probably 3 minutes, 45 seconds. And it probably usually takes more like 6 minutes. But then actually handling the pelt, I'm sure it takes me another 10 minutes to flesh it or so, and 10, 12, 15 minutes to board it. So you're probably looking at 40 minutes total package for a beaver by the time you...
How long
beaver.
on a muskrat?
Yeah, muskrat, I mean, my fastest is probably around 20-some seconds, 26, and then...
Then how long to put it on the stretcher?
Not long. I just did a couple before I came.
So it's like 40 times more work than a muskrat.
Just because muskrats are so much smaller, or why do those go so much faster?
You can handle a muskrat about as fast as you can take your socks off once you get good at it. But yeah, it's they're a lot easier. They're a lot smaller. They're way easier to flesh.
Yeah.
The fleshing, you can actually scrape the fat off with a cereal spoon, and it just takes literally a few
Doesn't take
seconds.
as long, yeah.
So like a muskrat, you can skin a muskrat in 20-some seconds. Like I say, 20, 25, 26 seconds.
if
The
you're going
very
for the
fastest,
record.
and you probably average more like around a minute
Yeah.
by the time puttering away at it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so probably like 3 minutes total package.
Yeah.
Pelts hanging up on a stretcher drying out.
Yeah.
And how long do you hang on to that pelt for before you do whatever you do with it?
Well, usually I sell everything in the spring, but once that pelt is dry, you could keep it for 4 or 5, 6 years if you wanted to.
So once you have it stretched on the board or whatever, you don't have to do anything else to cure it or I mean,
the point of putting it on a board is to dry it.
sure.
So
So you just let it naturally dry.
Yep. So put it in front of a fan or whatever,
Yeah.
50-degree room, and let it dry out. And once that pelt is dry, it actually gets kind of stiff,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and there's all the fat is scraped off of it, so everything on there is dry and hard.
There's nothing that can rot.
There's nothing that can rot.
Yeah.
The only thing that could happen that would be bad is if bugs or flies were allowed to get on it.
Yeah.
So like in the summertime, even if the pelt is dry, you'd keep it in the freezer if you were keeping it,
Gotcha.
storing it.
Yeah.
Yep, just to keep bugs away from it or off of it.
Sure. So then you bring all your pelts to the fur buyers auction or whatever.
Yep.
Someone buys a beaver pelt from you. I mean, I know they buy.
When
more
I
than
started out, the best times were when I started out. Johnson Fur used to come down to B&J Trap Line on Friday nights.
Oh, sure.
And they'd come a few times in the fall, so all of us trappers would show up with our catch for the week, whatever we had, whichever form you had it, whether it was whole animals or skun animals or dry animals or whatever you had, and he would pay you in accordance to how good a fur you had and how good your processing was. Or some people would show up with a muddy, wet coyote, skun out in a bread bag, and they'd get $1 for it, all wet and gross, and other people would have it all brushed out and look like a beauty show. And
one thing that I had always heard, and I still hear people say, is never skin anything. You get, they don't want it skinned, and you get more money for it if it's not skinned. But you kind of, from you, you're like, no, that's just because most people don't actually know how to put up fur.
They don't know what they're doing. Right.
If you actually know what you're doing, you get paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is that way, if you had a market for the full carcass right outside your door, maybe that would be an alternative. But what are you going to do with the full carcass for 6 months?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Where
you
can
keep
have
that.
450 beaver carcasses, you're going to run out of
walk-in
space.
freezer.
You'd have a walk-in
industrial
freezer
size cooler,
chock full,
stacking them
size
up.
of this room.
Yeah. Now we got a couple comments to. There's actually 12 people watching this.
Wow,
At least.
Is that a record?
I don't know. For us, it probably is.
It's a record for tonight.
Well, Lex Enerson said, noted never accepting food that needs a spoon from Spike. She doesn't trust your spoons anymore.
Man, I can't believe
don't know where they've been.
I didn't say I do use a spoon. I said you could.
Well, yeah, true.
Yep.
But do you?
No,
Have you?
Actually, no. I have a little scraper.
Okay.
A paint scraper works really good too.
Okay.
Just for the record.
Steve Coivestone wants to know if trapping is ever like chasing a buck. Like you know the coons are there, but do they outsmart you?
Yeah, they do on a regular basis.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty consistently?
Yeah, but you usually win in the end. I kind of always say that I can make a mistake every day, but if they make one mistake, then I win.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Kind of like a deer.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's similar.
I mean, are they coons or anything you trap really are they, scent shy like a deer? Like a deer can smell you from, 100 200 yards away or whatever.
Yep.
You got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
I think all animals can smell you.
Yeah.
No matter what.
But some just don't care or are there any that do?
Yeah, I think, coyotes and fox are
Sure.
I don't know that they're so smart like people would say, but I think they're more skittish than some things.
Mm-hmm.
But fox might leave, but they'll be back the next night. Coyotes might not be. Coyotes they get the reputation for being smart, but I think they're more shy or skittish of your smell than anything than necessarily smart.
Sure.
And once you figure out them too, you can readily catch them.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's just all. There's so many techniques that are available online nowadays, and there's no secrets really anymore.
Different techniques than what you use? I mean,
Yeah, like when you were a kid, you'd had no idea how to do that.
right.
And now you can go on YouTube and watch literally the best people in the world doing stuff on video.
Yeah.
And I mean, how far ahed does that put you?
Yeah, right. Years for sure.
Decades.
Years and years of learning the hard way.
Right.
All of a sudden you're way ahead of the game.
Yeah, the beginner trapper, if he's sat there and watched videos for a couple, 3 months, is just head and shoulders ahead of even where I was when I started. There wasn't
a
really
thing.
YouTube.
Yeah. There was fur fishing game magazines.
Correct, yeah.
Do they still make those?
They do.
You remember those, Dave? We used to drool
I
over
still
them
got one
things,
in the
man.
outhouse.
John's favorite line in there, my favorite JR line about fur fishing game is they always had a one-page article in there about a way to catch an animal. And he says, I think they were just setting me up, trying to slow me down because some of those sets take 45 minutes to build. By the time you get, looks like
an
a
elaborate
shop project.
process.
Yeah. And then he said, the truth really comes out. It doesn't take any of that stuff to catch the animal.
Yeah.
And they were writing articles, not catching animals.
Yeah, right. They're filling pages, not traps. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's the same way with any golf magazine or whatever. They just
correct. Yep.
Yeah.
tips that they give her.
Hey, I made it in that magazine one time.
Fur fishing game. I vaguely remember that.
How?
I don't know.
Oh.
Probably because you had fur fishing game magazines.
No, but well, what do you remember? Because this was like more recent. Well, I made it in there one time because they used to have or maybe they still do I knew that column.
Okay.
So it'd be like 4 or 5 or 6, like little tips or whatever. And I sent one in and they published it.
Yeah, cool.
Is that when we were young?
No,
Younger?
this was
Maybe I don't remember that.
probably, 10, 15 years ago.
I thought you wrote into some publication and got in there.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If I did, I already
Maybe,
forgot that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, well, you already knew that for that one magazine you got in though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go to the fur auction, someone buys your hard beaver pelt, right?
So I've actually never gone to the auction. I know all about the auction and everything.
Why don't
else,
you go?
But I've always sold my stuff to the Minnesota type fur buyers. So like the Johnson fur, or, the Carlson fur up in Jacobson, or there's various people.
Isn't the auction up in
gotcha.
Canada or something?
Yeah, so North American Fur Auctions was in Canada.
Okay.
And they went bankrupt. Now there's Fur Harvesters Auction, and I believe they have an office in Wisconsin, and then the main auction is in Canada.
But you sell your stuff to someone more locally, or
Yep. So
Yeah.
I almost always sell to a fur buyer. Yep.
yeah.
I have sold a few pelts up on the auction, but
And then they're taking those things, and then what do they do with them? Are they making stuff with them, or do they sell them again to someone else that can make something?
well, both.
Oh,
But at the auction, a lot of times it's being bought by an agent of an end user, and he's trying to collect a certain amount of a certain type of pelt for a garment purchase, or
Sure.
that type of thing. And when times were good, right, like right now, the fur market's basically in the tank.
Oh.
There's nothing's really worth much, so that auction might be fairly quiet.
yeah.
But like in 2011 through 2013, that place was packed, and there were bidding wars, and just like it was great.
It changes fast and it changes fast again.
Yep, it's like farming, but
Up
it's
and
way
down.
worse. It's peaks and valleys, and
It's more volatile.
more volatile, and it's all based on like a fashion thing, like the skunk tails I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
Like next year, that probably won't exist at all.
And then there'll be somebody showing up with 850 skunks, and
Yeah.
they'll get $1 each or something.
Yeah, right.
Well, what's
exactly that?
What's the longest lasting fur fad that you've ever seen?
I mean, muskrats were really good for a long time.
Like how long?
Basically forever until now. It's kind of my theory.
So what were your averages?
Like the one fur buyer said, if there's no muskrat market, there's no fur market. That's
Okay.
kind of like the cornerstone of the whole entire fur market.
Yeah.
Because that's
So what were the price averages when you consider that market good?
like when I started, it was around $6. We were always
Yeah.
happy if we could average $6 on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the best it got up to was, I think I averaged $13.57 on muskrats one year.
Yeah.
And then it pretty much been down ever since. Now they're about $2.
Really?
Yeah, but even 6 to 12 is a huge difference.
Huge
Oh, yeah.
difference, yep.
But you consider all of it good?
Yeah, both of those were good. The funny thing about when they got to 12 is the population was also really, really strong at that time.
Yeah.
Guys made legitimate amounts of money
Yeah.
during that. Like there's, people trapping 2 people together that cashed $100,000 muskrat check in a year.
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow.
Just do the math.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't have a calculator, so I can't, but it's probably a lot of.
It's a lot of rats.
a lot of
If you go at it like a job,
yeah,
it can be done.
yeah. Yeah, a guy could, if you could
I never
get
got
that.
anywhere close to that. By
Well,
the way, but
You can say you did. Nobody will
Yeah, but
know.
you bought a used pickup.
I did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty good.
That's more than I've ever bought with my trappings.
Yeah, it pays better than deer hunting.
Yeah, I believe that. How big is the trapping community? I mean, are in Minnesota, are we talking thousands of trappers, hundreds, dozens? Because I made a list of the people I know that trap.
Yep.
And it's Spike Halonen and Christy Halonen.
Really?
That's where the list ends. Yeah.
What about JR?
All right, JR.
Yeah.
3.
But you'd be wrong because he actually doesn't trap it.
Yeah, back down to 2. back down to Spike and Christy. I just don't know anybody that traps other than you guys.
I think the stats, I want to say there's about 4,600 trapping licenses sold last year.
In Minnesota.
Really? Yep. And I believe like 2013 when things were really good, it was about double that.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's still pretty tiny.
It is, but like I said, I just don't know any trappers besides Spike.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
is it more prevalent up north than it is around here?
No, I think
No?
it's pretty prevalent around
Just
here.
across the state?
Yeah, there's plenty of trappers. They're just laying in the weeds right now because of prices.
Sure.
But there's trappers in town.
Hmm.
It's it's probably maybe around less than 20, but if prices got good, there'd be people trapping.
Then you'd have some competition out there.
Yeah,
I just about convinced Morgan to go and Harmon to go around a skunk line.
You should. You can get $80 a pelt or
I
whatever.
was thinking wussed out.
Well, if you guys want to do it, I can set you up. I got all the gear.
Yeah.
I should start a muskrat line at my house. I've had them things on my front porch hissing at the kids and up on the deck and
Muskrat's one animal that actually will bite you if you get it in
Yeah,
face-to-face situation.
Yeah, it tried.
Yeah, it will.
I had to use a hockey stick to get it off the deck. Just, pew! Launched it way up there.
Yeah, they're one of the, they're aggressive.
Yeah.
Almost everything else will run. A muskrat will actually attack you.
Didn't Oscar get bit the one year?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it would have happened, but I got a
Well,
scar on my finger
I think he had
somewhere.
his hand in the muskrat pulling a trap out of the lodge or something.
Oh, yeah. You can get bit that way.
Got
for sure.
nipped or
Yep.
something.
I did.
Does he still go trapping with you?
No.
Oscar? No?
He's been too busy playing sports and stuff now.
yeah.
But
Playing sports and chasing girls and
all that travesty of life that happens.
yeah,
He'll be back.
Uncle Mike's real cool when you're 12.
sure. Oh yeah,
When you're 16, he's not near as cool.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I hear you. Yeah,
That's true. That's a fact.
yeah.
That's always been the case.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Are there?
Oscar and I went up to Nate's shack one spring.
You don't have to wear?
Went up to Nate and Emla's shack
Oh,
up
okay.
in Tower.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
we're trapping beaver.
Okay.
And we're just cold rolling. We had no idea about the territory. And trapping on the side of the road.
Yep.
And Oscar had never been with, and I showed him how to set a beaver trap. And he just watched me one time, and he's like, "That's what we're doing?" I'm like, "Yep." Okay. So we'd stop, and he'd set on one side of the road, and I'd set on the other. And we came back the next day and checked, and I caught 8 beaver, and he caught 7. It's like, man, I better up my game.
Yeah.
He's already
This is
right
easy,
up there
Uncle Mike.
with
What
me.
the heck?
Yep. So he was a quick study.
Yeah, but he didn't really stick with it, eh?
Well,
You just get, yeah, he
I
just,
think get busy.
I think
Yeah.
he'll be back.
oh yeah, for sure
Think so?
it would be.
Just got to get done with that high school sports
Yeah.
phase and all that.
Do those silly high school years and all that
Well, it
nonsense.
takes up all your time.
Yeah,
Kind of does, you know.
yeah. Especially if you got to travel any distance for it, right? There's, I mean,
I like that story about when you guys you had been running beaver, but then you like stop at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
You guys were both starving. You gotta tell them that story. That was a good one.
Yeah,
hear
that was we were gonna sleep in Mike Kelly's shed that night. We just about froze to death that night too, but that was a by story of the story. But I think we dropped off our catch at Mike's. We had a pretty good run, and
He's letting you sleep in the shed.
letting us sleep in the shed because it was COVID time, and his wife didn't want us sleeping in the house. So
oh sure.
it might affect the whole place or whatever.
There's crazy people everywhere.
Yeah, can't blame him. But yeah, we ran to McDonald's at like 10 o'clock at night. We both ordered a meal, and then I ordered an extra Big Mac for myself because I was kind of hungry, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, how old's Oscar? Like 12?
yeah, he was
Or
probably
13.
He was like 12, but he was
Yeah.
a growing boy, you know.
Yeah.
And heading back in the dark, just quiet, nobody saying nothing, both just eating. And Oscar chowed his real quick, and he had the bag right here or whatever, and he kind of looks at me. He's like, "You got an extra Big Mac?" I'm like, "Yeah." He didn't say nothing for like a minute and a half, and he just takes that sucker out and chows.
Takes it out and inhales it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have clarified it was for me, but I guess I didn't, so fair game.
I can just see him noodling that around. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen if I eat this thing here.
Yeah. So next time I'll get 2 extra Big Macs.
Yeah. You better get 3. Oscar's a big boy. You better get 3 extra.
Boy, yeah. He deserved it.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing.
He almost caught as many beavers as you, so
yeah,
he deserves it.
Yeah, that day we caught a lot more.
Yeah.
If you catch 3 beavers with Oscar with, he'll try to carry all 3 to the truck. He's kid.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
You ever have any interesting animal encounters? I mean, either with something you were trapping or something was stuck in a trap, or you run into a moose or anything ever, or anything crazy like that?
Yeah, I mean, lots of interesting encounters, I'm sure. One of the first fox I trapped, I killed it. I took it out of the trap and I was remaking the set, and I looked up and the fox was looking at me. He was still laying there, but he had his head fully up, and so I had to kill it again.
So you didn't do a very good job of killing it.
Yeah, that's one that pops into my mind. Actually, that kind of happened to me twice. Another time I was on cross-country skis and that same thing happened. I killed a fox. I had it in a snare, put it in my backpack, and I brought it up to the house probably 15 minutes later, and I took it out of the backpack and showed the kids, and it was still alive.
Live show and tell.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, that was, I don't know. Yeah, it's full of encounters of, they're not all bad like that, but
yeah,
I mean, just about anything you can imagine can happen. And
yeah. You run into that just deer hunting too. Sometimes you just see cool things, right?
Yeah.
Like
oh,
last year I saw 3 owls having a big old gang war, just beating on each other.
yep,
I don't know what it was about,
Yeah.
but it was like, it's kind of cool,
yep. Yeah, I don't know. Being out in the swamp and, Monday morning or Sunday morning, when everything's all frosty, and
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't compare it to anything.
Yeah, there's something about it, hey?
Nobody else is out there.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, I've noticed that deer hunt too. This time of year through the end of the year, it's pretty quiet on public land.
Very quiet.
You'll get a few muzzleloader guys out in a couple weeks here, but other than that, you're pretty much got the run of the place if you
for
want
sure.
it.
Yeah, you get your couple main seasons where everybody participates, and after those are done,
Yeah, and
it empties out.
yeah, real quiet.
There's very few of us left out and about.
Yeah.
Like spring beaver season is really that way. There's nothing at all going on.
Sure.
Walleye fishing
Yeah,
is closed.
there's
for the
no
year.
hunting.
Ice fishing is done. There's no hunting open.
Yeah.
Like the COVID year that was phenomenal for us. There wasn't
Sure.
any cars on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a market for my beaver. Gas stations weren't even open.
Yeah.
You could use your card, but there
$1.27 again.
yeah, it's cheap. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. There was something else I was going to ask you. No, I forgot what it was. What you got in the bags there? I saw you bringing in some
I brought some pelts.
pelts. Okay.
What do you want to see?
We got a couple comments here too.
Okay, you can read them.
Dad says my brother Jack got attacked by a muskrat at Coronas when he was a little kid, and he said it was a pretty good fight.
Yep. You're not careful.
Well, I mean, Jack's still with us, so he must have won that one.
If you're not careful, the muskrat will win at least for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mean. What else you got?
Christy said you just had a cool catch and release with a fox a few weeks ago.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
She wishes she had it on video. You're gonna have to just fill us in.
I had a skunk trap, and they're like I say, it's like a 4.5 by 4.5 inch body grip in a newspaper tube.
Yeah.
And a fox stuck his head in there and tried to get my bait, and I had him like by the front tooth and behind one nub of his ear.
Oh, sure.
Like by like half of his head sideways somehow. But he was stuck. He wasn't in any danger of dying, but he was totally stuck.
Yeah.
So
what'd you do?
Christy's like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm gonna grab him by the tail and the back legs and pull it tight, and then grab him by the scruff of the neck, and you're gonna take the trap off." And it worked perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got him out of there and let him go.
I
And he,
grabbed him by the tail and just straightened about and grabbed his back legs and put them all in the same hand and then grabbed him by the scruff of the neck. And Christy took the setters and opened the trap up. And I walked him away and threw him in the weeds. And then it just so happened that there was a couple walking their dog by at the same time. And they got a free show.
Yeah.
we're just walking the dogs, and this guy throws a fox at us.
Yeah. I didn't throw it at him.
No.
Maybe I should have.
You ever have any other unintended catches?
I mean, yeah, there's lots of stuff like that happens. But
Yeah. What do you, so what are you supposed to do if you accidentally catch something and it dies in your trap? Are you supposed to report it, or are they
you're
just
supposed to report it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like most fur bears they're an open season on everything pretty much. Otters, we've turned some of those in. Those always close like January 8th.
Okay.
So if you were trapping otters in the springtime, or beavers in the springtime, sorry,
Oh,
and you caught an
you
otter,
catch an otter.
you
Yeah.
have to call a game warden and turn it in.
And what do they usually do? Do they come get it, or they say thanks for reporting it, just keep
Nope,
it, or
they would always come and
they
take
come and get it?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. But now they opened it just this last year. They opened otter to run concurrent with beaver season, so you can keep them
Oh,
all the way up.
that's
to
a good
May
idea.
15th.
That seems like that would have been done a long time ago. To
They
prevent
probably got
that.
tired of throwing them in the dumpster.
Yeah,
It
they
should have
might
been done a long time ago.
They might have. I was hunting at Adams and actually had 4 otters come running through a culvert right at me.
Yep,
Like,
they're cool.
yeah, they are cool. As soon as they got clear of the trees that were between me and them, the lead one just hammered the brakes and stopped and looked, and then they went scurrying back, came back 3 or 4 times. They do that little grunting thing that they do or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bark, yeah.
Yeah, I'd never really seen them that close before. That was cool.
Yeah, all the animals in that family aren't really scared of people. Like in the weasel,
Yeah,
mink,
yeah.
otter, badger, wolverine. They're not scared of you.
Yeah, I think it was in the boundary waters one time. We had a weasel coming up,
Yep.
and it was not scared of anybody.
Yep.
Come right up, and then he'd be gone, and then we'd see him an hour later.
I remember sleeping under my canoe one year, and I was sleeping in a stocking hat, and something was pulling on the top of my hat. It happened 2 nights in a row. Never did figure out what that was.
Yeah,
Not sure how concerned I should be about this thing tugging on my hat here, but
Kind of swap. I don't get anything.
giant bear or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot. I missed Steve Coyersto's comment. That's your $1 million idea. Is an app that tracks where your traps are. That exist already.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people use things like Onyx and stuff. They can mark
Drop
on
a
there.
marker. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. With Onyx, he could do that.
You could.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
be
drop a
easy.
pin at every
Yeah,
location. But then Spike wouldn't get the money, so.
yeah, that's true.
Christy does it on Google Maps too.
Oh yeah.
She'll take everything on notebook and then come home and transfer it to the map, and all of a sudden I'll have a massive spread of all these points.
Yeah.
Do you ever use Onyx or just use Google?
I use Onyx to find property owners real
Yeah.
often. Yep.
When you find a property that looks cool to trap, and you just cold call people or knock on the door or something.
I do some. Yep.
What percent of the time do they say, yeah, go ahead?
Really high percentage.
Yeah.
Yep. Every once in a blue moon, somebody won't want you to, but
Sure.
especially in the country, and especially if you're after beaver or coyote, people will be like, "Go ahead."
Yeah,
at
go
it.
for it.
Or coon. Yep. Farmers will have coon pooping in their cattle feed and whatnot, and they want them gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
Hmm.
I've had really good luck.
Yeah, interesting. Looks like you're holding a skunk there.
Yeah, yeah. You want to check
Yeah,
some stuff
yes,
out?
I do.
That's a skunk pelt. They actually have pretty nice fur.
Okay, so it's got the holes where the eyes were.
Yep,
the
the head
mouth,
and
the
everything
nose.
is still on it.
Yeah, it's just kind of dry. Well, it's not as dry and hard as I thought it would be. How old is
No,
this?
so
one?
that's a tanned.
Oh, this one's fully tan.
So that's not like a dried pelt. That's actually tan, like a garment tan pelt.
It's been
This one,
sent
them
away.
4-inch hairs you're talking about.
Yep. So that'd be considered a very poor tail.
Yeah, there's not a lot of white in there.
Not a lot of
I don't know if
white.
anybody
No,
can see
Just-
that or not, but
just a little bit. Yep. So that skunk you would have to use for the actual fur quality and not the tail quality.
what would? So how old is this?
So that's probably 8 years old.
Oh, so you just keep it just to have?
Just hanging on the
Yeah.
wall.
Did you tan it yourself?
Nope. I sent it
Oh.
off to get tanned. Yep.
You don't do any tanning, or do
I
you?
don't. I
No?
haven't yet. Nope.
Is it something you'll get into someday? You think? Is it a lot of work?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yep.
Yeah, that's really soft.
Isn't it soft?
Yeah,
It's interesting how nice of a pelt that is.
Yeah.
Like people think skunks are gross or whatever, but that is a
Yeah, Kristen hates them.
really soft, nice,
Yeah,
fluffy pelt.
It feels like a fur pelt. Check it out.
This is a pine marten.
Okay. Whoa, I thought that was soft.
That's the creme de la creme as far as
Is
that
it?
goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called sable in the fur market.
Sable.
Yep. Those are really nice.
Yeah.
You can catch 2 of those in Minnesota per trapper, and there's a 9-day season.
That's where I was going. So there's a limit on these because these aren't super common, I don't
No,
think.
they're pretty limited. Yep.
Yeah. And so there's these and then there's fishers. Which one do we have running around here? Or do we have
Fishers.
fishers? Okay. Yeah, that's really soft.
So this is a fisher. Much less soft than the pine marten. Much bigger.
Oh yeah. A lot bigger. It's coarser.
That animal can go up a tree after a squirrel and catch the squirrel in the tree.
No kidding?
That big fisher.
Holy moly.
Super athlete. And a real true apex predator.
Got some decent claws there.
Yep. Yeah, that's a male, and the males have a little more coarse fur. The females have a little softer fur. Not as soft as a marten, but
Yeah.
Wait, is that a male you said?
that's a male.
Did this get sewn back up?
Nope, that was it. We case skin them like that.
What is that?
So you basically start at the back end, open it up, and then skin it down like taking your sock off.
Pull the hide right off.
It just kind of like
Just
inside
out,
out.
just like that.
Oh,
it comes off the nose last.
And then
Yeah.
the feet you have to kind of open up separately.
sure.
Pull that leg
Yep.
bone out. And
Yep.
That's a little bit more of a
But you
trick,
don't cut down the whole leg, just at the end.
So what I did with that is I actually cut this, I snipped the bone off,
Yep.
and then finished skinning the rest of the animal. Then I attached the bone and skun the rest of the foot out so I could keep the feet on it.
Huh.
If you look at it, you can kind of see what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, the claws are still there and everything.
Yep. And like the fur market, I don't do that.
Okay.
But like for a wall hanger, I would leave the claws on, just kind of for curiosity.
Yeah. In the fur market, you just don't need to do that or what?
No, they just use the actual,
Just that.
the back of the animal
Yeah,
is the main
this
part.
part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit around the side, but
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Here's an otter you could look at.
Oh, yeah. Is this how long their fur usually is? It's about this length?
That's pretty standard.
Really?
Yep. They have a short.
Where'd you catch that one at?
Man, I don't know if I remember. That would have been around here somewhere.
Local?
I think. Yeah.
So there's almost like kind of a little layer of, I mean, it almost kind of seems like down, like goose down.
Yep, like an
underneath
under
the-
fur.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's true.
Is that the,
That's the actual warm part of it.
that's,
The
yeah.
long hairs are more of a guard hair that protects, and then that underwool is the true warm layer
Yeah.
to the fur.
Is this outer layer the one that sheds the water real easy too?
I think both. I mean, I think like an otter's basically waterproof when it's live.
Yeah.
They have, I think what it is technically is like little air. Each hair holds air, so it becomes almost like a waterproof barrier,
So is it like a hollow hair?
like a hollow. Yes,
Oh.
I didn't describe it very well, but
Huh. Yeah, that seems like it would make a real nice hat.
Yep.
Be nice and warm.
here's a big beaver pelt.
Big beaver.
That one has white blaze on his belly. That's kind of a rare deal.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't the black ones worth more money?
Black ones are worth more. Yep,
Yeah.
they're nice.
Just because they're rare or what?
Yeah, they're more rare. They're probably 1 in 150,
Wow.
maybe
Hey,
200.
didn't you catch a black fox once?
I do. I have it here. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this one's probably the most coarse yet, that seems like.
Yep. So like the beavers right now, they're actually using the underwool only, and it goes for felt. So like the highest quality felt for like a cowboy hat comes from beaver,
Really?
and that's that beaver underwool.
So when someone that's going to make felt gets this, they shave all this hair off or what?
I
Or
think
how do
that-
they?
I think
do
they
you know how
actually
they do it?
rot the hair off, and just the long hairs go in the garbage,
Yeah.
And the felt gets harvested. The leather goes away, the long guard hairs go away, and the felt is, or the actual underwool is saved and turned into felt. I'm not sure I say or not. I'm not sure what their process is.
Yeah.
They have some process to release all the hair from the leather.
Yeah, this under stuff is really soft and
Yep.
soft.
That's all the warmth. Yep.
Yeah.
And you can get these beaver, you can get plucked and sheared, where
Okay.
they actually pluck all the long hairs out of it,
Yep.
and then they shear it off to like a even, absolute even level, and it's just like velvet, just nothing left but that underwool.
Will this underwool vary in thickness, or is it? I mean, is that
No,
if it's
I
a
think
real
it's-
cold winter type of deal, or is it just this? Is
Yeah, I
what
mean,
it is?
I'm sure it gets thicker during the winter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
This is all stuff I've got. Here's a red fox.
Yep. Well, that's pretty soft too.
Those are pretty
Surprisingly soft.
Yep, real soft. Yep.
You got to tell a story about that black fox.
Yep. And then, so I was chapping John Fiedler's over there, and had a set, and I think it was like kind of right on the edge of some brush. It was after dark, and I pulled in there with my truck, and as I pulled through with the truck, I thought I saw some eyes,
Yeah.
but as I drove up, I couldn't really see anything. Like, man, I thought I saw an animal there. But even when I pulled up and got out of the truck, it was like I couldn't see an animal. Oh, it was this guy. And it was a sibling to that one. I caught these two in the same trap.
Really?
This is a black fox. And that's just a color mutation of a red fox.
But it's,
But it's pretty rare.
yeah, pretty
Like-
rare.
Yeah. It seems like a completely different animal.
It's-
Just looking at the color.
If you hold it up side by side, it's exactly the same size as that one.
Yeah.
And all the fur and everything's all the same shape. Just the color's different. That's actually the most common color mutation of a red fox would be a black fox.
Yeah.
And then there's some people around have seen a cross fox, which is kind of like a combination black brown.
Okay.
They're really cool looking. They can
Yeah.
be kind of anything, but that's another thing that people have seen. I've never caught one of those, but I've seen them tanned. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, these things all seem to have that little kind of underwool type thing
Right.
almost.
Yeah, that's
I
why
guess
they
I
can
never
lay out
really-
on a snowbank in the middle of January and they're
And
completely
they're fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, that's
Here's a gray fox. I don't know if you've ever seen a gray fox around.
I can't say I have. I probably would have thought this was a small coyote.
That's a different species of fox.
Hmm.
I caught that somewhere around on the river, I think.
Yeah.
That's not quite as nice of a pelt as far as softness.
It's a little coarser.
more coarse. Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Why is that? Just because of the
I don't
a different species, I guess. Yeah.
Here's a coyote. That's a pretty decent one for around here.
Yeah.
A little bit more pale.
Are the pale ones worth more?
Pale ones are what they want. Yep.
Do these things have color mutations?
Yep. They
too?
can be anywhere
get a
from
black one,
anywhere
too?
from black to almost white or pale. They call it, but
Yeah.
like a real cream color, like
Yeah.
the lighter color, the lightest color there. They can be almost all that.
Yeah. You ever seen one of those running around?
No, I
No.
think that's the nicest one I've caught,
Really?
actually. Yep. If you get into Dakotas or Montana, Wyoming, they get a lot nicer.
Yeah.
They get softer and fluffier. And
Do you ever go out that way trapping, or you stick
I have
around
not,
Minnesota?
Yeah, aren't our coyotes around here like kind of skanky
they're
compared
pretty
to those ones?
skanky. Yep, they are really. A lot of them are a lot more coarse than that and brown. And then, I mean, mange can
Yeah.
happen in coyotes. They can get lice. They start to lose the hair on the back of the neck, and the value just evaporates when that happens.
Yeah.
Do you trap coyotes?
I have a little.
You
yeah.
have?
Yep. I'm kind of a production type trapper, so I like trapping animals I can catch in numbers.
Sure.
And I've caught 18 of those in a year, but that's not really numbers. It's hard to make any money doing that.
Yeah.
And coyote traps, you have to check them every 24 hours because they're a foothold trap.
Okay.
So you get sick of driving through the same bean field with your pickup every day, day after day.
Is that a law? You have to check
That's a
foothold
law,
trap
yep.
every 4 or 24 hours?
Yep. So the law in Minnesota is if it's a foothold trap or any kind of a non-killing trap, a snare, a foothold, you have to check it every 24 hours or once per calendar day. So if you check it on Monday, you have to check it on Tuesday.
But if it's a trap that kills the animal, then
So if it's a conibear type trap or
Yeah.
a body grip trap that kills or a drowning rig,
Yeah.
yep, then you have 3 calendar days to check it.
okay.
That's a lot.
How long do you have if you trap an animal? How long do you have to get to it before it starts to go bad or whatever?
Well, like most of the first season, the water's ice cold if you're in
Yeah.
the water and drowning set,
Yeah.
so you're fine.
Then you
It's
got a lot of
basically
time probably.
refrigerated.
Yeah.
3 days is fine.
Sure.
It starts to get soggy if you let it longer than that. Let it sit, but 3 days is fine.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, in a foothold, I agree. 24 hours is humane.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to have it dancing around for 3 days.
yeah, right. How would you grade our DNR in terms of trapping, regulations and population control and all that stuff? They do a pretty good job when it comes to trapping.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
The only thing I disagree with our DNR, it's not necessarily our DNR, but our state laws is we don't allow any non-resident trapping. So that means if you're from any other state, you can't trap here.
Why do you disagree with that?
Because other states won't let me trap there because of the reciprocity laws. So like if we didn't let somebody bow hunt here from Montana,
Yeah.
they would say, okay, well, if you're from Minnesota, you can't bow hunt in Montana. That's exactly what happens with trapping. And because of Minnesota's archaic laws, I can't go to South Dakota and trap.
Oh, so
I can't go
so
to
you
Montana.
can't go trap.
There's a few
other
states I
places.
can that don't
Yeah.
care, but a lot of states that I would go to won't let me.
And
So
Hmm.
another point on that, like Wisconsin sold, the one year I checked, Wisconsin sold 17 out-of-state licenses.
okay.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Who cares?
There's probably not going to be
Yeah.
that many people.
Out of 7,000 licenses, 17 of them are non-resident.
Yeah.
Why are we worried
Why
about
are we
that?
worried about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And I guess
but everybody's
it
worried
doesn't-
that somebody's going to roll into their territory and trap all their animals, and they won't be able to catch anything.
I mean
Yeah.
That's what people are worried about. But
that
that's
same logic would apply to deer hunting, though.
well, they should be worried about me if I'm in their state.
That's what it is. They don't care about. They just don't want Spike there
Well, yeah,
wiping out their
I
animals.
don't want some guy from South Dakota there, but we can trap anywhere.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I was going to ask. So when you set a trap, you have to have your name and
Yep.
phone number and whatever on it.
Yep, you have to have a trap tag on every single trap or snare.
Yep.
And it's a copper or brass tag, and it has to have as a minimum, I think, your DNR number on it,
Okay.
or you can have your name and phone number. There's 3 combinations you can have. I put my name and my phone number and my DNR number on it.
Yeah.
So if I catch somebody's dog or whatever,
Yeah.
they can get a hold
They
of
can
me.
get a hold of you. Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so do you have to make that tag yourself?
No, there's
do
places that
they
make them. They
make-
stamp them.
God, yeah, stamp them on.
They're
there,
like
yeah.
a half inch by maybe
Half
2
inch chunk
inches
of-
or something.
yeah.
With a couple holes
Mhm.
punched in them.
Yep.
Make it easy.
So when
Little
you
piece of copper.
Piece of copper.
Yeah. So when you buy your trapping license or whatever, you can trap statewide. There's no.
Yep.
I mean, are there certain chunks of public land or whatever that are closed to trapping?
Yeah, there's wildlife refuges that are close
Yep.
to trapping,
Yep.
but basically everything else is open.
What about a WPA, waterfowl production area?
I don't know for sure about that, but most of them
Because that's
are-
a federal,
yeah,
land.
That
type of
might be
deal.
closed. I'm not positive about that.
I think I was reading, so I happened to read like, I think it was the deer hunting regulations or something, or the hunting trapping regulations that, like trap beaver or something in a WMA, you need a
permit.
permit or something. So
Yep. So you can call the wildlife manager for that area, and in my experience, they'll give you that permit 100% of the time
yeah,
if you call them. But like a WMA is open for trapping, except for beaver.
Okay.
But I think that's just a residual from back in the day when there weren't any beaver,
Yeah.
and that law still is on there.
Yeah.
Because if you call the wildlife managers now, they're like, "Oh, this law is stupid. I don't know why they have that." Sure, I'll email you a permit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to actually do it.
So they're just making sure that there's not, they kind of have an idea of who's going out where and making sure there's not tons of people wiping out every single beaver or what?
I think that's what it was.
I mean, that's
for.
how it stemmed, years ago maybe, or however long that law's been in place.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's really a factor anymore.
Yeah. Vinny Pokanowski says, as someone that's had the pleasure of getting trapped by one of Spike's foothold
Yeah, he
traps, I can say he's one of the best.
That's it.
Well, what's that story?
Yeah, what is that story?
Sounds like a good one.
I set a coon trail up by what I thought was a coon trail out by Square Lake. And the first night, Vinny was traipsing out to his bow stand, walking down my coon trail. It was probably the trail.
Yeah.
And he stuck his foot in the 220.
Ow.
Yeah. I don't.
What was he walking on a coon trail for? Vinny, why were you walking on the coon trail?
It was probably the main trail in hindsight.
Yeah, probably.
But I didn't even realize anybody else would be back there.
Back there, yeah.
But turns out Vinny was.
Yeah, nice.
I don't think it hurt him. I just think he had to
hope not.
scramble to get it off for a while.
Yeah, it might have scared him.
Yeah.
I
Ask him to give us more detail on how long it took him to get it off his foot.
Vin, we need some details on that. How long were you stuck in Spike's trap?
That's one of my best catches.
What's the worst you ever caught yourself in your own trap?
Oh, I mean, so we use these beaver traps. They're a 7.5-inch trap, and they're pretty doggone powerful. They're called the MB750, and the pan tension on them gets loose. There's a bolt.
Yeah.
And after you make some certain amount of catches, the pan starts getting floppy. Well, that was one of the times we're up in tower.
That's a big trap.
That's a big trap. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And I actually caught myself twice that day right here with that same trap with that floppy pan. And the funny thing about it is Christy was standing up on the bridge videoing me the second time.
Yeah.
And she didn't realize I was stuck in the trap. I was trying to kneel on the levers and get it off my thumb and try not to cry all at the same time. I still remember driving away from there. It's like,
Did you give it the old putter throw when you were done?
Yeah.
I did not, but I tightened up the trap.
That thing. How many traps do you think you've lost over the years? Either you forget about it or is that, animal drags it away or something? I don't know. Does that happen?
I don't know about a number, but I have lost a few. Yeah.
There's got to be a percentage that.
Right. Yeah, just every once in a while something will get, the stake will come loose and,
If you make 800 sets, you're you're going to.
Yeah, if I run 128 beaver traps.
You ain't coming home with 128
nope.
when you're done.
Yeah, and I run them for 6 weeks. Some get ripped off. Some dog walker will come by and
see it and
decide that they need to have that.
Take it or whatever, yeah.
I've had fishermen tell me that they saw the guy steal my trap an hour before. He said, "Oh, I thought that was his."
Yeah.
Some dude just showed up and hauled the trap and the cement block and the beaver up to his truck and left. And
I shouldn't be surprised by that, unfortunately, but I kind of
most people are awesome, but some people are terrible.
Yeah. Vinny says, if I remember right, there was fresh snow that covered the trap and it didn't hurt.
Yeah, I remember him saying it didn't hurt. Which that is actually the case with a lot of traps. People think that they would hurt or they break bones and stuff, but they're actually designed to just hold on to whatever gets in them.
Yeah. Is there any animal that you have not tried to trap that you'd like to try?
Yeah, I'd like to trap bobcats. I haven't gotten around to that yet.
Is that legal?
That's legal, yeah.
Really?
It's a 6-week season.
So there's got to be a limit on those.
Yep, there's a limit of 5.
Okay.
It was north of 94, but last year they opened it up statewide.
Oh.
Wright County has the distinction of catching 0 bobcats last year, so there's not many around to catch.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Didn't you catch something that isn't known for being down here?
Yeah, I caught a couple of fisher down here in coon boxes. Turned them in. But yeah, they're those are kind of making a push now. That's also open statewide now. I haven't looked up fisher, but I'm sure there would be fisher caught around here.
Yeah.
Not many, but a few.
You ever run into the conservation officer out there and get checked?
Yep, I ran into him last week.
Oh, okay, so that
They
happens
checked us, yep.
around here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, just checking a skunk trap on a gravel road, and they happened to roll up, and
yeah,
they were real nice to deal with. And
yeah,
had a great conversation with them, and they checked both our licenses. And
yeah, yeah. I mentioned that to these guys after the show last week. There's a conservation officer that Mike and I know that I would like to have on sometime just to chat.
yeah,
Because we've been checked on the lake a few times, bow fishing and stuff, and it's never been anything negative at all. Super respectful.
Yep.
In fact, I think there was even a time when we had a navigation light or something out, and he could have written us up right there. He's like, yeah, just make sure you get that fixed,
Yep. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, so you hear, in fact, that was one of the things I was going to talk about is there's kind of a social media kerfuffle going on around baiting for deer.
Correct.
I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen
I
that.
saw that,
You
yeah.
did, yeah. So you kind of know where
The
that
Steve Porter stuff.
Steve Porter, yeah.
What happened with that? Or what's? I'm surprised I haven't seen anything about.
Yeah, so Steve Porter is a deer farmer up in he's in the northwest part of the state, Kitson County, something like that. And well, he's mad about a couple things. One, the state is trying to get rid of deer farms as a measure to help control CWD, chronic wasting disease. And that I think is valid because I was reading some of the he appealed that decision. They made a law that says if you're a deer farmer, your farm can only be sold or passed down to an immediate family member only, and only one time.
Trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
To help control CWD.
They don't just outlaw deer farms. They try to make a bunch of laws that make it almost impossible to be a deer farmer.
Yeah. So if you're a deer farmer and you want to retire, so you sell the farm to Oscar.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes. Whenever he gets out of it, that farm is done. He can't pass it down to his kids, and
What does he do? What does he do with these deer?
Well, he'll sell doe urine and stuff, for hunters as an attractant.
He shows them at sportsman
And he used to go.
okay.
He used to have some huge bucks, and he'd bring live deer, these huge bucks, to shows. And he said it was a big attraction.
I've seen.
He'd get paid to bring them there.
Yeah, yep. He'd get paid to bring them there.
Yeah.
But then there's also there's a moratorium on new deer farms. You can't start a new deer farm, and they put bans on transporting live deer.
Oh, okay.
As much. So he's upset about that, which that I haven't looked into it a ton, but it sounds valid, right?
Yeah.
But the baiting thing, he's been calling out game or conservation officers in his area because he grows a food plot for deer, grows corn, right?
Yeah.
Which is, and if you grow corn and leave it, and you set up your deer stand, you can hunt over it, not baiting.
Right.
What he does is he gets his brush hog out and mows rows, like shooting lanes through his corn.
Doesn't combine and he mows it.
Mm-hmm. If you combine and that's where it gets a little bit interesting, because if you leave it, you're fine. If you combine it and take that grain out, you're fine.
Yeah. No matter how terrible your combine is.
Well, I mean, maybe you forget and have the chute going the whole time. It's a fair point. But when you mow it, then it falls under, the redistribution of grain or something like that. So then it becomes bait.
Well, that's what you are doing by mowing it.
I mean, it's So, and there are people that do that. He's not the only one. There are plenty of people that do. I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah.
They just
I'm sure it works great.
grow the corn and mow it down, and go ahead.
Which didn't the one guy tell him that it turns out that is a legal practice for deer, but it is illegal for waterfowl?
Well, so there's some confusion around that.
Right.
Because you can't do that for waterfowl either, is my understanding. But also, I have heard, I've not validated this, and I don't know how I would, but I've heard that maybe Mr. Porter hasn't shown the entirety of that email from the DNR that says this is legal.
Imagine that.
If that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he did this, but I'm saying I don't know enough to say.
Right.
But he did make a post that said this conservation officer said mowing shooting lanes is legal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's adamant about this. Like, he is adamant about this.
Yeah.
Right.
And so there's just been kind of a...
Well, I did notice it does say in the regulation book that, what is exactly does it say? I wish I had it now.
I left it on top of the fridge
But
at home.
food, God, I can't remember how they worded it, but corn is a legal food plot. What does it say? I'm blowing that. But it basically says that corn is a legal bait for deer if it's in a food plot.
Yeah, if you can hunt over a corn plot. Yeah, as long as you just grow the corn and let it be.
Or a food plot is not bait.
Right. A
That's
food plot.
what it says.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so when you look at it on, just on the surface of it, okay, if you grow corn and leave it, you're fine.
Yeah.
But if you start knocking it down, even if you just like drive your 4-wheeler through it and mow, flatten them, that still would technically be illegal.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when you look at that, okay, so the whole goal is to stop the spread of chronic wasting disease, right? So yeah, if you put up a deer stand and dump 5 gallons of corn in one spot right in front of your stand, yeah, all the deer are going to congregate right there. Yeah. And then that does increase the chance of CWD spreading because the deer are all right there. But if they're all in a 2-3 whatever acre food plot,
I kind of agree with like Ted Nugent. Deer constantly are swapping.
Oh yeah, there's licking branches, and
that's all they do.
They groom each other. They literally bump noses.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're never ever gonna get rid of it.
I think that whole thing's foolishness.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Right. All the disease spread stuff is all theoretical. Preventative measures or not, you can't say exactly where any deer ever picked up CWD for sure.
Yeah, Yeah, that's even on deer farms. I don't know if they know how they get it, how it gets there.
Wasn't he saying something about a $200,000 fence around his farm?
Yeah, he was saying that one of the regulations that was imposed on these deer farms is to basically have a fence that prohibits any contact between a fenced-in deer and a fenced-out deer.
So have it double fenced.
Basically have it double fenced or a solid, plank fence or somewhere that there's no gaps where the deer could,
touch
noses or whatever. So yeah, he was going to have to put up a $200,000 fence around his farm, and that's obviously upsetting to him, which I can't say he's in the wrong there.
Yeah.
That's a stiff.
Can you still bait deer in Michigan? I think
yes.
You can, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the other thing too, is there are other states that still allow baiting, and they have CWD in those states, and I don't know why it would be different there versus here, but I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. I'm completely fine with not having baiting here, and I don't think we ever will probably.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they suddenly came out tomorrow and said baiting deer is legal, I mean,
I don't think
I'm not going to.
I don't think it really works as good as people think it does.
No, I mean, like, there's people with corn feeders set on timers and stuff,
Yeah.
like down in Texas and whatever. Every day at 4:00, your feeder goes off and all the deer come and running. It's like, it's still hunting. It's not shooting, There's not, they figure out when you're there too. And
they get smart too.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good videos on YouTube about raccoons defeating those timed feeders down in Texas.
Oh yeah?
What do they do?
Climbing all over them and working the devices to get some corn to go.
Nice. Just like Jerry rigging the claw machine at Walmart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got you. We've gone for about 1 hour and 23 minutes. That's pretty good.
That's not. We cover a lot of stuff.
Yeah. What else do you want to say? You got any questions? Spike, you got anything else you want to put out there? Should people get into trapping? If someone wants to get into trapping, would you say start on YouTube or what?
Yeah. I mean, go online and
truck.
Or go to Spike's house and
come on over. Give me a call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Call Spike and
we can ride along. You can pile in with all my grandkids and we'll go check some skunk traps.
Do you take the grandkids with you?
I have been taking them this year. Yeah.
What do they think of that?
They love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're completely sold on it.
Because is Corey your oldest?
She is.
How old is she?
5.
5, yeah. So she's getting to be about that age where she's going to think Grandpa's pretty cool for a while.
Yeah.
I'd say you got about
4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 10 years. When she's 15, I'm like, all right, Grandpa.
Yep.
You know.
I think it's about 12, and then I'll be uncool.
Yeah,
for
then you
a
might be
decade or
uncool
so.
for a while. Yeah. That's awesome.
The boys will probably be sold on me for a while, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I had 4 of them along at once on one little section this year. That was kind of it was pretty fun, but it was kind of a nightmare too.
Why? What happened?
It was just too much of it's like herding cats when you have to get back into the truck.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were the boss of them all.
Yeah. Well, Christy was with, so that was good, but it was, if they had to get out and look at something, if I caught an opossum and all 3 of Sylvia didn't get out, but 3
When
of
you're
them
a
would
kid,
jump
though,
out.
there's nothing better than that.
Oh, they love it. They
Yeah.
absolutely love
There's
it.
nothing better.
Yeah.
Riding around in a truck doing something, like that. You never
Yeah, you
done.
probably got some good snacks with you and
Yeah.
maybe a hot chocolate. And
Yeah.
I made a rule that they don't have to be buckled up on the gravel roads.
Oh,
so
yeah.
just totally sold on that.
Yeah.
I think that's the
like the olden
favorite part.
days.
Actually. Yeah, just getting away with murder.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You get on the tar, you got to buckle
Yeah,
in. But,
and you got to strap in. Yeah.
But yeah, then I
Yeah.
stop at the Kingston Mini Mart and get a snack, and
Yeah.
they like that too.
Yeah. Vinny said it took him forever to figure out how to get that trap off his foot.
Yeah, I believe that.
And Bob Anderson's wondering, how does one go about collecting doe urine? Yeah, that's a good question.
I'd say that your best way to collect doe urine would be shoot a doe and take the bladder out of it.
I think I would.
I wonder how they
Like,
do.
I'm not really joking. That would be one good way
Probably.
to do
I
it.
mean, yeah, that would be a legitimate way to do it.
Yep.
But like that Steve Porter guy, how do they do it on a deer farm? I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Just keep them
I know the
penned
way
up
they
till
collect fox and coyote urine is they keep them in a pen that saves anything that
Yeah,
drops
until-
through the pen.
until
And they
they go.
literally have a trough
Yeah,
that the liquid will funnel out of.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know about doe urine.
Probably similar, you'd think.
Well, one thing you
I
might
know.
want to ask yourself if you have a bottle of doe urine is where did it come from and what is it actually? Because some of that stuff is artificial.
Yeah.
I think
For
all
sure.
that,
Yeah.
like the crap at runnings and stuff. I think it's all.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't buy any of that stuff anymore. Or I
Well,
don't know if I ever did.
I
Really,
don't think it works
honestly.
with.
Yeah, or I'm just real bad at hunting. But well, Spike, thanks for coming on. That was
I have one more little story
Yeah.
I just thought of. I'll tell
Hit
Dave, but I was talking with Brendan Upsall the other day, and he said we're talking at the shop at the end of the day, and he said they shot a 5-pointer, a 7-pointer, and a 9-pointer up north this year, and he was happy about that.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about skunk trapping, and he told me, "Oh man, there was a skunk that had gotten killed about 100 yards from our camp, and we had to walk by that skunk every morning on our way out to the stand, and man, that thing reeked." I said, "Well, that's probably why he had such good luck. He had a cover scent."
yeah, you had a perfect
maybe-
natural cover scent.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
That's probably what
maybe
it
it's
takes.
just my fantasy in my head, but
Yeah. It could have been.
Yep.
Yeah.
maybe instead of doe urine, I'll sell you guys a little half-ounce
Yeah.
bottle with a
Yeah.
dropper.
yeah.
Put a
Please
little
do.
skunk scent on it.
Please do.
Yep.
Oh shoot. Yeah. This was super fun. I'm glad you came on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on after the season's over and see how many beavers you ended up with and all that good stuff. But
Yeah. What are you going after this year?
Well, so far it's skunks, and I'm trapping a few muskrats out at Albion right now,
Yeah.
and we'll see. Maybe a few mink. We'll see how long
Yeah.
the water stays liquid for, but
sure.
yeah, it's kind of a down time for me because of the market. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
just having some fun.
Yeah. Nice.
Maybe tan some stuff. We'll see.
Yeah. Right on. Well, everybody, check out Gravel Roads Radio on Friday. We're going on Friday at 9 probably, somewhere in there.
Don't forget to mention, what is it?
Tacticam, yeah. Thanks to Tacticam for sponsoring this episode. Tacticam Defend 360-degree 4G security camera. Works on cell. You don't need internet. Cellular. Buy one. Put it up somewhere.
I can't afford one, but I've heard good reviews.
Yeah, they're sweet. Tacticam's got some cool stuff. I got a couple of them. Text you pictures right to your phone.
Yeah.
Wake you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
First thing I do, wake up, check the camera, see if anything's on there.
It's awesome. People that
It's
have,
kind of addicting.
I don't have any cameras, but it's awesome how entertaining they are to people,
Yeah.
or how much entertainment they give you.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't have any cell cameras, but I do run some cameras, and
Yeah.
they're pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day at deer camp, it's, oh, look what I see. You know, all this stuff. Look what came through last night.
Well, look what came through after dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all completely meaningless. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It keeps them
Something to do.
entertained.
Yeah. All right. Should we call it?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for listening and watching, and catch you on the next one.
That was fun.
Yep.
Grew up in the sticks, learned to hunt and fish. I fell in love with it along about 5 or 6. My old man taught me to shoot a gun, and Daddy showed me how to cast one. It's in my blood, it's in my veins. A country boy, it ain't gonna change. I love the great outdoors, I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here. I've got a Doug dog, I've got a Ranger boat, I've got a climbing stand for my marlin. 30-30, I've got a fishing pole in every corner of the room. I love the way a buck looks in the headlights. It's the first day of the rut and I know where he's at. A cold snap on a warm lake, or a warm lake on a cold snap. I love the great outdoors, I thank the Lord for where I was born. Yeah, the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here. I could live on the water, I could die in the woods. I know my way around, I know how to find the good stuff. I was raised to keep it simple and work for everything I've got. And I've got the great outdoors, it's where I'm at when I ain't here. Yeah, the great outdoors, that's where I'll be when I leave here. I love the great